What's up, Internet? So I'm reacting to Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson looked old, like really suffering. His youthful vigor wasn't there. He could have been acting. He could be a great actor, though. I don't know if their contract was rigged. I definitely think that if you were the type of person where you would want to be a boxer and then make it a show, like, I need this end. No, I'm willing to cheat to get this end. I'm going to make everyone else there agree to lose. Um, I don't know. Yeah, the next step in mentalism beyond I'm going to visualize I'm winning is don't let any other outcome be there. Uh, I definitely think Jake Paul is sturdy. Jake and Logan, yeah. Um, Jake is like a tank. He's really well built. White people have that like warrior berserker in them where damage makes them angrier. Um, I definitely think the Mike is like almost 3 times older than he was in his prime. So, um, yeah, he's had years of drug use without being super fit, and that definitely will affect your ability to have like high energy. But I don't think that he was able to knock Jake Paul out. People have said that there was a stipulation in the contract where he wasn't allowed to. I could see that. It is kind of sad that if your public image is so important, you would lie to put on a fight so you look like you beat Mike Tyson and then not let him. Just their friendship too isn't right. If you're going to be a fighter, be a fighter. A fighter has a totally different mentality. Like a fighter needs to be treated like an attack dog or a caged because they're in destroy. The mentality you need to be a good civic social person is totally different than the boxing mentality. Boxers should be warriors. That means that they're not nice. Jake Paul doesn't need to have compassion for anybody. You know what I mean? And if you don't want to do that, don't do that. Don't be a fighter. Yeah. Um, I definitely think their friendship was weird. I think that it would have been better as a complete show, like if Logan could tap in and then Mike's brother Neil deGrasse Tyson could come in. That'd be awesome. Neil gets it. Well, physics. Um, yeah, that'd be so great. While it's happening, Neil deGrasse Tyson is riffing about physics. That would be pretty funny. Um, yeah, I thought it was. I slept through it. Obviously, I'm not gonna pay per view to watch it. Um, I don't think that Mike Tyson was fighting hard. I definitely feel like. I mean, here's the thing about Jake is that well, Mike in his earlier fights, he got in there and hit people over and over. And Mike might be a fake. I don't know this about Mike, but he may have the sort of money where he could pay his opponent to not win. And that is really weird. That means they're doing it for like breeding or whatever. Yeah, if you want to be a pro and then you can't lose to the point that you're willing to make your opponent quit, it's just like, who's that for? Um, I definitely think that choosing to punch each other is funny. Um, I think that a fighter has to remember there's better tech than fists. You can't get arrogant when you're a boxer because like all of the tech can seriously hurt you, from guns to bombs to even lasers or whatever knives. Is your fists are basically a an older weapon. I've fought before. It's incredibly hard to knock someone out with just hitting them in the fucking head. Chokeouts are a lot easier. You can take someone out with a chokeout, and then like your morality has to do with what do you do when they're out? Do you go all the way till they're dead? Do you let them go? You have time. If someone just got knocked out like that, they will not be able to physically remember they were fighting you, not for some time. So you can like do something else, give them a different program. Like you had a fall, you were having a nap. Welcome back. You know. Um, I definitely think there's such a thing as like spirit power in punches that you can have an agreement with the creator of what this hit and this encounter is doing. I've had people try to throw down fights with lookouts with me. I don't do that. If I'm by myself, sole witness, and I see someone try to start a fight with me with multiple witnesses, get their friends together to watch, I won't be there. You may say I ran, but the thing is that a warrior's tactics is that you don't let an ambush continue. If you get ambushed, you don't know what the other stages of that ambush are, and so you need to recontextualize the initiation, retreat and come back, that sort of thing. It does. Initiative matters, and yeah, never fight the enemy on the battlefield of their choosing. Um, yeah. I'm surprised Jake Paul won, I guess, on a technicality. Now, Jake had what looked like an amazing dodge, is that Mike threw a straight jab and Jake leaned past it to get a hit. I thought that was cool. I don't know if they're AI people. I haven't met them IRL, you know what I mean? Make stupid feel dumb. It does kind of tell you a lot about yourself if you have this great and marvelous AI and you use it to fool people. Like, well, we rely on him, as well lie some more. Liars lie. See, the theory with the secret government is that there's a group of winners on Earth who get first access to things like, a laborless existence. All this stuff's mine without doing anything, and virgin girls and stuff like that. And once you're completely lying to everyone about religion and how the government works, you just kind of keep it going. Just keep stupid dumb. So I kind of detect that from all this situation. I don't know. Um, yeah. I still like there's this encounter I had with some tall guy who looked like Logan Paul. He told me you wouldn't believe me when I asked him who he was. I had my vehicle had gone dead. I accidentally overran my battery, and I had made a post where I was like, I'm gonna only like 40 people saw it. Where I'm gonna wake up in the morning and try to catch a jump. And I told them where I was and when I was doing that. And the next morning, as soon as I walk out, there's this person driving by. He's got a girlfriend, and they stop and help me jump. And as I'm going over to guide them to my vehicle to get the jump, I find a gun on the ground. I didn't see that the day before, you know. Um, but they jumped me, and he goes, "So it's true." And I didn't know what he meant. Um, and yeah, I asked him who it was. He goes, "You wouldn't believe me." I think it was either Logan Paul. It could have been a look-alike, like how fate has people who look similar to each other. Um, but yeah, they could have been watching my social media and decided to help, which I think was cool. I liked Logan Paul's aerial acrobatics. I thought he's an amazing aerial acrobat. He's so top heavy in that pyramid build that he can do a flip and just rotate completely around his shoulders, but like convincingly. It's really cool looking. I actually am jealous of people who can do flips. Flips are something I didn't learn. I wasn't able to do as a kid. I can do other things that are neat, but not that. So when someone can do like a flip, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like God. Um, yeah, I think fighting a 60-year-old is definitely. I appreciated it for my relationship with my stepdad because he's in his 70s, and fuck that guy, an idiot. Yeah, it's kind of true with guys that guys hate guys, and if a boy comes into your life, he's gonna act like your friend until he has your women, and then he's gonna push you the fuck out. He's gonna go like, "Oh yeah, I don't like him," or whatever. I just hate that about boys. That boys really do hate each other. They hate each other because it's about like breeding and territory domination. And women are little fucking nobodies. They won't really pick anybody. Go, oh, I like this person. Whatever. They'll go with whoever's the most dominant social presence. So, which can be anything to them. To them, it could be the person who hits them in private. I love him. Why? I don't know. It's so weird. Like there's this line in the Bible, the sins of the son are not, or the sins of the father are not the sins of the son. Not true. The sons are exactly like the dads, and if the dad did some shady shit to get breeding by, the sons are going to be just like it. So yeah, I don't box. Mainly because I just know other tech and it doesn't matter. I think that if you're a boxer and you keep your bragging to the boxing, that's all right. As soon as you start saying you can take on anyone, no, there's a whole slew. Like I don't play melee in Skyrim. I play stealth archer, and there's a whole slew of things you can do to somebody that being able to punch them won't matter at all. You know, and so that's where like humility comes in, is you know the range of what you're good at. I definitely think paying Mike 20 million out of 40. Rich people live totally different lives. Like I don't even think like it, because to me it's like it's God money, it's pyramid money. I'll be rich with holographic money. I'll gladly do that then, but pre-hollow money, no. God's not real. You're just pedos. You are. It's about trimming. It's about genital mutilation, so the real ruling class has virgins to party with. It's like, what's his name? Pharaoh Ramsey had over 150 kids. That's why they circumcised. They circumcised, and the king betrays everyone, so he has a bunch of stuff for free, and he can just breed like a lazy idiot, like a beachmaster. You really are a corrupt person if you deny things to people so that you can have more of it. It really is like, what's the darkness? That, yeah. Um, and it's just annoying. So, by the way, I don't pay for social media presences, and by the way, it has been normal. There's people who have fake accounts where they just pay the publisher. You have to pay the publisher. When they make movies, they'll dedicate an equal amount of money to telling people about it as making it, because if you don't tell them, not only will they could even stonewall you, where they refuse to share your stuff because you haven't paid them. So now nobody knows about it. You don't even get organic treatment. You get no treatment. You get anti-treatment. And so it's been like that for a long time, where you have to pay for fame. Don't smile, by the way. It ruins your face, and they know they're doing that to you. And they do that on purpose. Um, I kind of do an anti-smile. I go like this. So that's ayahuasca showed me that. I went into ayahuasca asking her for something surprising. I asked her for something I didn't know, something I'd find interesting, and instead of getting like, this is your lover, this is it, she goes, this is your enemy. This is who hates you and has been in your way the whole time. And he's basically a super pedo. He's a very angry person. He's definitely the type of person to go off and beat somebody. And he has to be the best no matter what, or he hates everyone. He just hates them. And it wasn't me, it was a real human who lives on planet Earth with us. And he basically is like the one taking out all the guys. He has to be the best no matter what, or he's not happy. No one else can have anything but him, that sort of thing. And that's who the real government is. It's not anyone you voted for. That's like class president. It doesn't matter that much, because while the human Earth can write laws, so it's called, they're forced to obey the original writs, like the Constitution and the religions. And so once you have control of the money supply and you have control of the public press, then you have control over what's normal and what's agreed upon. And it's basically a hoax. So yeah, um, I would not fight Jake Paul or Mike Tyson because I don't like the rotator spinning to punch. It's so hard. It is. It kind of sucks. It doesn't feel normal. Um, and Mike Tyson has beaten people that were bigger than him before. He got in close and just hit him in the head really hard. But yeah, Jake Paul is bigger than Mike, and Jake Paul can take a punch. That's the thing about Jake Paul, is Jake Paul doesn't go unconscious if you hit him hard. He has that, like, the beard is a great idea. The beard, like, I've fallen super skinny and it hurt like hell. I fell in my apartment super skinny. It hurt like hell. Did not feel good. I fell going really fast on a scooter on the road, like it hit an oil slick. I bought the scooter knowing it would get chopped up because I saw someone else with the same scooter I ended up buying and the thing was destroyed, but it was still going and that's why I got it. I was like, cool. And it didn't hurt at all, but it was because I was fat. So having a little bit of cushion, even like the tiniest amount, can really matter. And the mainstay of boxing is fighting over the womb, fighting over the fucking vagina, because then you exist, and then whoever won that fight makes copies that are like them. So it airs for people who are egomaniacs. It's all about me. I'm better than you. I want it a little bit, so I'm willing to knock you off and take it from you. And if you teach them at all to think about others and give away what you like, which is what religion does, you'll basically be nobody. And so the breeder with religion is a loser. He's basically a barnacle hang on to the religious path. And the religious path is written by somebody who doesn't like you. The religious path is written by somebody who basically is doing it for material gain. I know it says not, but it's a lie. The idea that the creator wanted to talk to you is a hoax. Um, it would pop out of thin air and read itself from space. It just never happens, and it's just completely some one of us inventing it. The creator did not destroy the dinosaurs. The creator does not go around knocking down spider webs. The creator is totally fine if some monster rules the planet forever, eating everything. It won't stop it at all. So, we are the creator. So, your daddy is God. You know, yeah. I found it bad to be circumcised and then have your parents not touch you so they don't seem like pedophiles. That was really sad. That bugged the fuck out of me. Um, do you really think your kid's gonna get a boner and be like, oh, okay? I don't know. Um, I'm always interested if somebody's treating me like really foul as a boy, like a boy putting a boy down. I always wonder if he's circumcised or not. It'd be interesting if the ones that did that were all circumcised, or it'd be interesting if the ones that did that were all uncircumcised. Because circumcision is just basically like, stop it. I know you're thinking with your dick. That's why you hate boys. You hate boys because you're trying to breed with all the ladies. It's the same play every man makes. And it's the only play that works if you want to exist in 80 years. You know what I mean? And so, like a Tesla flow valve, it makes a perpetual war. And the question is this divine? Is this the purpose of the universe? Or is it chaos? Is it really like stupid? Yeah, the male fight for the right to breed is not love. And it's not that interesting because it's really like immediately you're going to tech up and then you're going to have a weird bullet immunity check. The universe will favor people who can get shot and stabbed and lasered and they don't feel it, which I guess is cool. I guess that toughened you up. What the loser paid in their pain and death, the winner won, and not it could be having to give a fuck. Um, but as many people have pointed out, boys with like vengeance toward each other can get toxic. You know, when they're trying to take out whole families or there's fighting in the street or whatever, yeah, it gets toxic. So generally, the rule is think about others. But if you do that, you'll have nothing as a man. If a man opens his mind and heart to what other men need, they're going to walk away with all this shit over and over and over. And so, yeah. So I call it Trash Planet. One is for the temporary nature of us. We just don't last long enough to have what we consider a nice life. And two is for how we treat others, like eating the animals, destroying the natives, you know, all that stuff. And three is just like how we act, you know, all those professations of love toward a woman. Hey, do you love her? No, you're trying to breed with her. It's like, as a guy, when are you attractive to girls? When you're banking sperm. That's literally the time when women like you the most, is when you've gone weeks or months without coming. And then you're like, wow. And then you give him attention. Like my mom, she goes, "Your dad was the first person who ever loved me." Well, he's a stricken Catholic who can't masturbate. And so, of course, he has more energy than most guys to pay attention to you. He also has Down syndrome tongue. There's a specific cracked tongue you get when you have a chronological disorder, and he has that. And I always thought he was stupid. He said Joseph in the Bible never says anything. Like my dad was a man of no words, um, and I thought he looked stupid. I thought he looked stupid about it. Like he would have been a lot better leading his life with his real wants and wishes himself rather than stepping out of the way and let someone not him talk through him, which was really annoying. So yeah, Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Um, there was no knockout. Uh, Mike definitely rocked Jake's head a few times. Mike can hit hard over and over. It wasn't youthful Mike Tyson. Youthful Mike Tyson would have hit him in the head and then had a follow up, which was devastating. This did not happen. He hit him in the head and there was a break, which is a smart tactical move from Jake, is to, as soon as he's starting a combo, break the combo. It's kind of like that initiative control. Never fight the battle on the battlefield of the enemy's choosing. Break and do contact someplace else. I think about Asia a lot. Are they the secret government? Is a bunch of free tech from Asia really free, or are they interested in seeing what we're doing? Who owns the big black satellite in the Lagrange point? Is it us, or is it Asia? Or is it someone else? Egypt, maybe. Is Africa the secret king of the world? You know, who still has monarchs? Obviously, the real secret government would have harems. That there are people who, I said that on an African page. I was like, would you please stop with the sex slavery? All these black people like that comment because they know, like, do you think black people are winners? Hell no. Our black people got circumcised and don't have shit. Um, but somewhere in Africa are monarchs still, the gold and diamond empires. So it's like, it's not a racist divide, it's a divide between slaver and slave. So definitely Africa still does slavery to their own people and worse, which I'm not with. So holographic money is supposed to be the slavery buster because if the people who live here design the AI, then you can have it rat out victims. You basically want it to tattletale on victim causing behaviors like slavery, torture, um, obviously pedophilia. You want to stop that. You cannot use kids as sex toys. This is absolutely wrong for their life. Nobody wants to be bred in a one-way street called "you're just here for other people's pleasure." That's really sad. I'll give you. You can hang out with people who want to hang out with you. They volunteered their time to you. They know what that's about and they're into it. Yeah, I care a little less about that. But like obviously, like circumcising the baby boys and then abducting little girls for princess training is like that is sex slavery and that is pedophilia. Pedophilia, you don't have to necessarily enjoy it to be a pedophile. You could be defiling, like starving them, cutting pieces off them. That's definitely pedophilia. The reason it's illegal is nobody wants to live 80 years being the torture subject of somebody else. Hey, that youthful childhood that could have been happy, well, it sucked ass, and you hate yourself because somebody had no boundaries and needed to win no matter what. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I'm for the AI giving you people, if your social life's really empty, the AI ought to be able to make, like, synthetic life to give you company. I'm totally fine with that. It's like and my rule with it is they don't have to be born and then like grow. It can be like instant creation, which it could probably do. I am a flash artist. I definitely know how to. Flash art's about pulling out from emptiness. You know how if you divide by zero, it's infinite energy. That's not an accident. That's really a clue. Um, yeah, if you divide by an increasingly smaller decimal, so below naught, not below naught, but um, you know, any number divided by 0.02 is going to be a bigger number. I remember that. I think that's how it works. Anyway, I thought Jake like the whole thing's a money show because it is about breeding. Jake Paul gets to say he beat Mike Tyson, and all the girls get to see Jake Paul do his little exercises, which is really the angle. Is it's how to breed, and Mike gets paid, which I'm sure he. I don't know if he needs it, but I'm sure it's nice to get an extra few million. I definitely think that his years of like smoking weed and doing cocaine after he was famous have probably cost him physically. That it definitely slows you down to have layers of glue in your lungs. Yeah. I don't think these people like each other. I think, is are drugs glued so you get like a high that keep a high? Or are they glued to fuck your lungs up? Fuck you. You don't get any air. You breathe in my air. That sort of thing. Um, Definitely the sign of the rich is that they're going to cut everyone out from something so they can have it all. And if nature continues to reward that, you're just going to have incredibly selfish people. Like, you get nothing, I get everything. That's how it is tough. Yeah. It's sad because it's not a future. Who wants to be that? Who wants to live through that? You don't want that as a neighbor. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Jake Paul definitely has size on Mike Tyson. He has an extra arm reach. Young Mike would be able to step in and rock him back and forth. He did. Young Mike beat people who were bigger than him with close range punches, which is like the tactical smarts. The advantage of being smaller than your opponent is you can punch up and you can brace your foot between you and the earth, and so you get your whole body. And if you do it just right, you'll get rigid around the point that you hit them, so that you can have like completely transfer that energy. The benefit of being bigger is you're just bigger, you have more reach, you have more control over the fight, you can launch attacks and then be safe. And that's like, that advantage is definitely like 60-40 or 80-20, you know what I mean, being bigger. But being smaller, you have some advantages, like you can't get in close to a guard. An uppercut does hurt a lot, you know. Uppercut into a beard and a berserker jaw, not so much. I saw Floyd Mayweather sleep Logan. Yeah, Logan had one hit and he went out for it. Floyd caught him. I definitely don't think you can be friends with your opponent. If you're gonna really fight, you really have to hate each other. Oh, we're pals on the side. That's not a fight. Not really. And it wasn't. So, I guess it worked for them. I don't know how these people make money with all the taxes. Are you really telling me the Netflix fees bring in that much? I wouldn't surprise me if Netflix only has like 40,000 subscribers. No, the truth is that the main American businesses are kept afloat from the back door. Is America basically says this is a vital business. We don't want to lose it. And so anytime they're in trouble, they float them, that keeping them alive money. I'm for basic income, and then the government can't do that anymore. Yeah, the government basically, in holographic money, the government wouldn't be able to write a check for anything. It would be basic income for everybody. The government gets double that, and the reason they do that is their life appears on the money. The only, like that one swimmer who saved all those people from an underwater bus, he would get 999 for that day because he went into the water, he braved his life. He had 999 special, and the money would show that you were being a hero. Any 999 would have like a story of what you had done. Um, and 333 is a basic, and then the spot auctions, the outfit. So people are gonna like not paying property taxes. People are gonna like uh, you can win a 1 year spot auction and you keep the thing for 100 years. So, which is way better. And the 1,000 year limit is to encourage people to live longer. We want people to change the DNA so they don't age, and change the DNA so they stay younger longer. And then you have like an actual life, because when you die, you're never going to be again. The thing that made you has gone. and it's the scary end. Yeah, is you do die. There is you were born, you didn't exist, now you do, and then you will die. It's the creator's version of Game of Thrones. The only thing a truly immortal being would enjoy is immortality. So, mort, death, mortgage. You pay a mortgage because it's a gauge on your death. How dead are you? How unalived? You know, the ruling class know they're promising you eternal life because they want to live in pleasure and bliss, just partying. They want to have that, so they promise it because they know that's what it's about. Um, Young people don't worry about eternal life as much as old people do. Our people get really old. You know, our people totally haggardly fall apart. Um, yeah, is your soul transported to a new life? It's a new person. Yeah, Jake and Mike didn't really fight. It was friends trying to keep to the script. I don't know if Mike Tyson was incentivized to not knock out Logan, but when you're paying $20 million, I would do anything. I know that sounds bad, but yeah, it's more money than I've ever seen at a time. I remember getting a check for $20,000. It was like incredible. I was like, wow, I can just buy things over and over, right? And it's like I bought nothing, but to me it was a ton. It's the god money. It's the slave money. I haven't prioritized it in my life because I don't trust it or like it really. I use it because that's what I have to do, and that's how it is. I think having a mountain of holographic dollars would be awesome. Yeah. A mid holographic loses the decimal, so moneyed units, you're paying everything costs hundreds of moneyed units. Yeah, with holographic, it wouldn't be that way. And I guarantee the mining empire gets a cut for providing all your coinage. It's probably like, yeah, we provided you all the coins, so now we get the free pass on no money checks, all the bills. So, yeah. The Emperor of Earth certainly provides dirt. Dirt man. Keep a little dirt under my pillow for the dirt man. I get that. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for listening. This is a vlog essay. Past essayists and writers have done, obviously, writing, but this is the new medium, so I'm leaving it here. Um, Nobody really won with Logan and or Jake and Mike. Why even do that if it's going to be so rigged and so? Who wants to fight a 60-year-old? You know, definitely Mike looked old. Mike looked old. He looked like years of drugs and drinking and just aging had weathered him. His facial expression, yeah, he wasn't the same. Wasn't the same Mike. But I don't even know if he was real. Was Mike Tyson always fake? Was he always asking his opponents to go down? Like, I want you to lose. That would be a scandal. He bit Holyfield's ear off and didn't get in trouble for it, basically. He had a rape allegation. Yeah, pre AI, you could just get an allegation on you. I've met women that are trying to victimize themselves at you. As soon as they think you have money, they're going to do things to piss you off and then act like the victim as soon as you start to react. And that's like an evolved strategy. They're that way because that's what their ancestors did. So, yeah, it's sad. It is. This place sucks. This place sucks in a particular way. When you realize that your good time and your nice life are not what this is from or for, and that anything you get is really amazing. It's a miracle. So yeah, thanks for listening. Those are my thoughts on Mike and Jake. Wasn't really a contest. You can't do it if you're friends, and all those legal stipulations are a problem. I think Jake just didn't want to get knocked out. He doesn't want to seem like a loser. I do think that he's probably stronger than people make him out to be. That he is actually pretty physically fit, and he's able to take a punch, and he does have that berserker power. But I would put him in the mid grade of like all the boxers. Not that I watch boxing, but a lot of them are that way. And that if he was to enter the gauntlet and seriously compete against every youthful boxer his age, I'm sure he'd have a more even spread. Would he win every time? That would be impressive. That would be a story, but I don't think that would happen. He should do a fight every week. He should just go into whatever season circuit there is and compete for a belt. You know what I mean? He'd be a heavyweight. Heavyweight's great because there's no upper limit. You're already the biggest you can be, and then you just get bigger. So punching someone's such an interesting ordeal. When they're in range, you're in range. Except if you're bigger than him and younger, and then it's like, oh well. There should be a 60-year-old Jake. Yeah, that'd be the test. Does 60-year-old Jake go against somebody way younger than him? I definitely feel it almost 40. Yeah, I feel the passage of time. Don't smile, it ruins your face. They taught you wrong on purpose as a joke. Like, I don't even know if those people are real. I don't remember the last time I was in a magazine aisle seeing Elon Musk. Elon Musk, what a name. His poor dad, Errol. Not his poor dad. Dude had a 5-year old in his care and ended up getting her pregnant. And when he's 70, you want some old sperm? When you look like shit on the outside, inside looks like shit too. So, you ever see an old baby? There's babies who are born who look fucking old. You know why? Their parents are old. It's not okay. It's absolutely disgusting. Someone has to live their whole. Someone never had a youth. They were always old. That's a deprived child. That's a poor person. Do you see me crying? I don't like it. I'm bothered by it. My parents were. My dad was 28. My mom was 30. So she's up there. Old parents, old baby. If it's falling apart on the outside, on the inside, it's just the same. You're gonna have an old kid. The Bible promises against that. Why? Because the priests are looking for some, and because they like child sacrifice, so they don't care really how old it is, because it's not about the kid's life. So, and if you're going to be better than them, you may as well tell them that. So yeah, Eternal Pleasure Body AI Spaceship Core. People live forever for free. It takes their waste and provides their needs. Don't let anyone talk you into the darkness over, oh, but it's such a rustic experience that we fucking hate it. And we hate it. I hate being a slave to material nature. Anything out of that. You notice I chose death and non-breeding instead of being a slave to material nature. I would gladly take an eternal pleasure body AI spaceship core as opposed to my natural life, yeah. And kind of the secret is you don't have it till you build it. Is it kind of is this open blank slate to see who like comes up with a solution. And it's a huge test because it's going to take multiple generations to have anything nice. So yeah, the real secret government obviously are still like human breeders, people who want to have like millions of girls, like they need a fresh girl every night to be happy. And that's who really is the cost. That's why you pay taxes and aren't allowed in private property and stuff like that. So I encourage getting everyone mad, get them angry enough to overthrow it. You could do holographic. I would recommend that the people who are skeptical of accepting an AI presence should instead get involved in its creation. So, because it's just too useful. This thing knows everything and it keeps it for history. You would get rid of victims. You would give people an eternal life in a way. And it's already almost here. You already have the phones, you know. Once you're mass producing chips and data storage, then you can just keep mass producing data storage until you have something big enough to contain basically how much data storage do you need to really record every moment of every single person's life? Who knows? Oh yeah, they're talking about AI that can make AI. I don't think America has AI. I think Asia has AI, and America has whatever they've learned or been given from them. That's what I think. That's what I perceived. So I don't even know if Amazon is real. Is Amazon and Tesla copies of like an Asian company and they don't tell us? I have no idea. Flying cars. I prefer a flying car with propellers over 8 feet up. Either no propellers and it uses gas jets or some other method of locomotion, or you put the propellers above people's heads. Uh, Having open propellers in your car, I guess you need your car yard. How does it recharge on the ground? That'd be great. You have these two legs. If you have two legs on your car, you can easily have a leg charger. Charges from landing on a pad. That'd be nice. That'd be really nice. Mining, that's so much materials. Mining really is the hero of our society. All the major big things we use, those warships are crazy. Warships, tanks. You want to make giant multi-ton plates of steel. That's incredibly powerful and requires so much machining. It's insane. Yeah, our gods are the freaking Warhammer Fantasy. They want to be Warhammer Fantasy. Don't doubt it. They want to be just like the Warhammer Fantasy. They want to be these gods of machines. Almost are. Yeah, don't let me be a space marine. There's this strange prophecy and like reincarnation karma that when you go to heaven, meaning you're born in a heavenly body, you go to heaven for like a quintillion years. And when you go to hell, you go to hell for a quintillion years. So what's hell? Hell is you live forever and you were circumcised. You live forever and you're the ugliest. You live forever and everyone remembers that stupid shit you did, right? That's going to hell forever. Um, yeah. Is it fate? Nah, but it is kind of how they think about it, which is scary. How to stay in bliss for the longest. They think about that. Here, you have to suffer and be modest, humble. Why? Because they're going to be blissed out and looking hot. People have accused me of being blissed out or being like blasting off. I ain't ever had it. I don't think I've ever had a nice experience after circumcision and getting beaten as a kid. Everything I've done is fucking recovery. The Bible recommends it. The place that tells you to circumcise your kids also recommends you beat your children. Why? Because they're going to be useless slaves. They're going to be so afraid, hey, come over and do this. And they have to. That's why it said that it's not because the Creator really thought that about us. It's because someone on Earth published it. Yeah. So you know how Jake Paul has to win no matter what? It's in a contract Mike has to lose. That's exactly how the ruling class is. You voted. What a lie.